What's going on, everybody? Let's get excited for some live stream. August 25th, 2023, ladies and gentlemen. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to another exciting episode of the Breaking Bitcoin Market Update. Today is August 25th, 2023. It is Friday, TGIF. Congratulations to everybody who has survived the markets thus far. It has been a brutal week marked by high volatility, scam wicks, seeming manipulation of blue chip prices across sexes and dexes. Like, what is going on? What is going on with these wicks? So, ladies and gentlemen, if you are still alive in this market, you're doing fantastic. And of course, we've got a lot of good market ahead of us. We've got a lot to talk about in today's show. We are going to be breaking down the current price movements, and we are going to be discussing the conspiracy that is now spreading across the internet, that there is potential manipulation of even blue chip cryptocurrency prices, specifically over this last week. This is a phenomenon that has been spotted on centralized exchanges and decentralized exchanges. We're going to talk about two coins in particular. We're going to look at the charts. We're going to see if there's any evidence to support this from a chart perspective, from a technical perspective. And then I'm going to turn it over to you and see if you guys have any experiences like this. So a lot to talk about in today's show. If you haven't subscribed already, make sure you do so and drop a like on today's video. It is the only way the YouTube algorithm notices us. It is the only way that our subscribers actually get notifications when we go live or publish a video. So support the channel, keep us alive, guys, and let's get this up to 50 likes today. Let's do this. We're starting. Oh yeah, and here we are. Okay, obviously, as we always do, quick copy trading update. Okay, of course, we are positioned here for BTC. Let's just go over and take a look at how the copy trading has been going this week. It has been going quite well. We are at an 83. I'm at 24 of 60 followers. So thank you guys so much for getting the numbers up there. We've still got a long way to go. If you guys are not copy trading me yet, make sure you go watch my video that I just put out this week, how to profit from copy trading. It is the newest long form video on our YouTube channel. And I fully explain how to copy trade me, all of the settings that I recommend, and the concepts of leverage, margin, everything that you need to know. And of course, I have many videos on the channel in our Trading Crypto 101 playlist about how futures, how cryptocurrency futures work, how margin works, how leverage works, how auto deleveraging works. So there's a great video about all of that I highly recommend. You'll see it in the Trading Crypto 101 playlist. So, and if you're interested to copy trade me, the link to do so is down in the description below. So 83% win rate this week. I have an 86.67% win rate for the last 3 weeks. We've made about $254, or excuse me, my followers have made about $254 this week. Let's see here. And what is my 14-day P&L is 269. And once these current trades resolve, we will probably have a good week. That's all we've got for copy trading. Let's see here. Shout outs to Fairdesk. So we are, of course, positioned in some longs right here, and we're going to go over the justification for that, the reasoning behind that, and kind of how this trade, or how I see the markets playing out. Now, we are going to get to Vila Exchange here in a little bit. We are going to be talking about Vila Exchange. And this Vila Exchange is, of course, a decentralized exchange that is running on the Arbitrum network right now. And I had heard of Vila, but senior analyst Alexander did put this across my radar this morning because he was the one who brought to me the conspiracy theory, let's call it, about crypto manipulation and prices. And I've had a little bit of time to dig deep into this. So Vila is currently on Arbitrum. I do quite like the interface. All right. This is the first time this morning that I've actually checked out the Vila platform. And it's quite nice. Obviously, I've been using GMX quite a bit. Let's just reload GMX. I'm actually in a trade on GMX right now on Arbitrum. In a little bit of drawdown. So we just scooped up some longs right here on Arbitrum as well. Arbitrum, kind of the token that I've been trading over the last couple of weeks to get some beta on my BTC trades. Optimism is also, of course, just fine, but I'm really loving the Arbitrum ecosystem right now. I am really loving all the protocols that are launching on the Arbitrum ecosystem right now. Of course, yesterday we talked about Thales and their speed markets, which I have been trading on as well. And of course, we also talked about Buffer Finance, which I have been trading on as well. Both Buffer and Thales being exotic options. And it's really fun. It's really fun to just come in here and say, okay, in 3 minutes, I think that price is going to be higher. And just for fun, we're just going to take a Gandhi at this and we're going to say, well, where's price right now? We're a little bit below support. We just had a push. I'm going to say that price in 3 minutes is likely going to be up. And so we will just take this. I think I'm going to have to confirm it. Oh, sorry. One sec, guys. Yeah, the confirmation was on my working monitor behind me. And so, yeah, it's just as simple as that, right? So I just entered an exotic options trade for about $2.50. So again, just playing around. I like to play with small capital until I feel comfortable with something. But I've been using Buffer for, I'd obviously played around with trying to create a bot or utilizing a bot for Buffer for Alex, one of our premium members. But I hadn't really used the platform too much. But over the last week, I've actually used it quite a bit. I've probably taken about 50 trades now on Buffer, and it's fun. It's nice, and it's a great way to hedge your futures positions and just to be active on chain. And being active on chain has so many benefits. If you just use some dexes, if you just use some protocols, you're going to be surprised at the airdrops that you get and the things that you hear about, the discords that you join, the conversations that you have. The more you engross yourself into cryptocurrency, the more you get into the ecosystem, the more you use it, the more you understand it, the more you learn from it, the more you're going to see you're going to see it pay off. It's not just all degens just sitting around. Like if you put in the work, you will get the reward. Okay. Later on in today's show, I'm going to be talking about some trading psychology that I think is very important to realize when trading. And this is kind of the idea of focus on the progress rather than the current position in time. And we'll talk about that. This is going to be a segment. I am going to be posting some videos to YouTube, hopefully later today. So I am going to start. So we do a weekly Ask Me Anything session for our premium trading group. So in addition to signals, indicators, courses, all of those things that our premium members receive, and of course the supportive community, they also get access to this weekly Ask Me Anything session. And in this weekly Ask Me Anything session, we're doing a new format now where we are doing it in the Discord. So our engagement has been much higher. So that's fantastic. And it also allows me to use my OBS. So I am able to get much higher quality video. And it is such high quality that I am going to be able, I think, to repost some, not all, because some of that content belongs exclusively to the premium members, but certain things that we discuss. For example, our deep dive on Thales and speed markets and exotic options platforms. That's just general crypto knowledge that should belong on the YouTube channel so that if anybody in the future comes along and wants to learn about said topic, they can just go to the relevant video on our YouTube channel. So I will be posting some clips from our weekly Ask Me Anything sessions here on our YouTube. I will probably make a separate playlist for it unless I feel the topic belongs in the Trading Crypto 101 playlist. But I like to keep the Trading Crypto 101 playlist specifically to like introductory lessons and content for beginners that's well produced and captioned. Also, I have had some conversations with So there's a group of editors that I'm currently working with that have been putting out our short content and our reels. And I know a lot of people have enjoyed those. And I have had the conversation with them about potentially expanding the scope of their work to edit my long form content. And what that will allow me to do is obviously have another bill to pay each month. But in addition, I will be able to focus on creating content instead of spending hours and hours and hours editing it, making thumbnails, all of these things. So I am working on closing a deal for a gentleman who will be making our YouTube thumbnails. The next 4 videos that we put out should be his thumbnails. So let me know if you guys like those. And if you do, I will continue using his services. And hopefully everything works out well with this conversation about expanding the editor scope of long form content. And if that goes through, you should be seeing, so much more content on our YouTube channel. Dedicated videos to all the topics that I've wanted to cover, but just haven't had the time to do, breaking down, how to trade trend lines, how to trade Fibonacci retracements, how to utilize indicators, all of these things that I educate people on and have created hundreds of hours of content for our premium members. A lot of this should belong to the free community. So I'm really excited about that. Hopefully you guys are too. All right. That's a lot. Okay, let's get into the markets. What's going on? Okay, let's bring up a BTC here, and of course, we're going to bring up. We'll just focus on price action right now, and we will of course zoom out to the weekly. What is our prognosis? We did of course close below the HMA 60, so we do have a bearish bent on the weekly time frame. We are potentially looking long term. I don't think in the short term, but in the long term here, medium term over the next 6 months, at what will be seen as the beginning of the capitulation down to about 20,000. Of course, it is possible that we do rally from here. And as I said yesterday, my honest expectation from Bitcoin for the next, let's say, month or two is to see ranging price action between current price and up here. We could completely fall through. I am going to be working with the other analysts to determine when that appropriate rehedge signal is coming. And of course, for those of you who want to trade purely just based off the weekly signals, the hedge is still active. We opened up our hedge up here in consolidation. We recently closed that out. We are expecting to see a surge in price, not a surge up here, but just to see continued ranging in this area. So being a little finagling with it, took some nice profits. Again, like this was about a 12% total move in price at 3x leverage for 100% of my account. So it was a great profit. We closed that out, and we are expecting to see price move up at least a little bit over the course of the next few months, and just to see this continued consolidation that we have seen since April. Since April. However, this will be seen, I think, as the beginning of the eventual descent, the final capitulation down to about 20,000. And that will be the bottom to buy, ladies and gentlemen. That would be the bottom to buy because that is going to be the last probably bottom price for the upcoming bull market of 2024, 2025. Why do I say this? Because I believe in the 4-year cycle thesis. Not only do I believe in the 4-year cycle thesis as an idea, I've also done the analysis to see specifically how these 4-year cycles play out. And I believe in it. And that is one of the key ingredients that you need to make these kind of big picture, long-term positional trades. You need to understand what you're buying or investing in. You need to have a plan, and you need to believe in it. And if you don't have that, then you're going to be day trading for the rest of your life because you're never going to have the conviction to buy something and hold it for immense profit. It is not the 15 to 20 trades I will take per month that have made me successful. It has. Certainly it has. Those allow me to make a living off of my trading. Those allow me to focus on educating. It allows me to spend more time with my family. It allows me to live the life that I want. I love trading. It is a great occupation. But if I just traded, I would probably just have a good income, right? I would have a good income and a good life and everything would be fine. What has made my life great has been the 2 to 3 trades per year that I disregard my trading system on, essentially, right? I don't constrict myself to what a trader would do, and I view these positions as an investor with a more long-term horizon. And this allows me to hold a position for 3 to 6 to 9 to 12 months, and even longer sometimes. So like I've held Bitcoin for going on, well, since 2016, I've been investing in Bitcoin. So 7 years. I have Bitcoin in my wallet that I have bought 7 years ago, and I have not sold it. So life's good. So it is those 2 to 3 positions that you will take that can really magnify your account. And this is the dream. This is the finding the 100x altcoin and buying it low and running it to the top. But if you're running around just focused on that trade instead of the process of identifying and finding it, you're never going to find it. If you're looking for those positions on Twitter, if you're looking for somebody else to tell you what that is, it's not going to happen, because you're not going to have the fundamental conviction and education to get it for yourself. And this is so important. Success in trading is really dependent. This long-term success that I'm talking about is dependent on you. If you want the lifestyle, if you want the success, then you have to earn the skills to do it. It's the same with investing. It's the same with trading. It all comes down to you. If you don't do the work, if you don't build the system, if you don't develop the strategy, if you don't develop the rules, if you don't learn how to read, just people who read white papers, who will sit down and take the time to read a white paper or spend a couple hours a day going through telegrams and discords, searching for good information or reading reports, will just do so much better. Whereas those who are running around looking for a quick blurb on what the hot token to buy today is, like, they're going to have mixed results, right? Based on a lot of different things. So focus on yourself, develop the skills, because that is what is going to give you success. It is the process, not this trade. What are the next 100 trades going to be, right? It doesn't matter if I lose money on this trade, because I know that I am a money maker. I know that I could lose it all and I could get it back because I know how to trade. I did the work. I've been in the trenches. I blew out my account. I did all the work. That is the life story that you need for yourself if you want to walk the same road. And it's the same of every successful trader I've ever met. Real long-term success, they have their own system. They don't rely on other people at the end of the day. Okay, long diatribe. That will probably be a YouTube short. Okay. Whew. So obviously you guys know that 85% of the time when Bitcoin breaks down from the HMA 60, we do continue. We have a subsequent red candle, and then we do continue heading further south. That has already happened. So as far as my statistical analysis on how likely we are to move down based on violating the HMA 60, it's already happened. I told you guys we were going to go down when we closed below the HMA 60, and we did. I don't have projections on how much farther we will go down in the short term, except to, of course, say that I do have a great idea of where we will go in the medium to long term as far as downside price potentials, because that has always been the same in the 4-year cycle thesis. It will be one of these 3 lines. And since in the 4-year cycle thesis, the final capitulation following the bear market bottom rally never goes below the bear market bottom, that only leaves one price level, and that would be Bitcoin's realized price. This is an on-chain measurement of a fair price for Bitcoin that is currently sitting at $20,326. So that is my current best fit projection for where is Bitcoin going to bottom at for this final leg of capitulation. This final leg of capitulation where you will have the last opportunity to buy cheap Bitcoin before we break out and ascend to new higher highs. I believe we are going to higher highs. I believe in Bitcoin fundamentally. I believe in the market. And that's just where we're at. Okay. Whew. So that's where we're at on the weekly. On the daily, we don't really have anything. This is interesting though. We might have a new initiation of a short signal. As we can see, we're in this consolidation state. I don't want to short Bitcoin because it just doesn't feel right that we will immediately break down without a BPR, a backpedal retest. I just don't. That's just not usually how it happens. The only times when that does happen is generally when we are in a bear market. Or if there is, no, that's really the only time it really happens. If we break down, consolidate, and continue breaking down, that only, in my experience, generally only happens in bear markets. And we're not in a bear market. I mean, you can make the argument that we are in a bear market, right? It's, I guess, potato, all right? So you might say that we are in a bear market until that final capitulation, and then the bull market starts. So from that perspective, yes. But in my eyes, the bull market has already begun. It begins with the post-bear market rally. And it takes a pause for the final capitulation and then continues with fervor for the true bull market, I guess, as the Fremen would say. The true. Actually, no, I think that, what is that? That's not Dune. That's, what's that movie with Tom Hanks where he's like, oh, you know, the true. It's like that weird movie. It's like where they go through different times and have different characters. It's a Cloud Atlas. Yeah, Cloud Atlas. It's a really strange movie, but and I honestly haven't watched all of it, but some people say they like it, so I don't know. But I mean, some people liked Baldur's Gate too, so you know, who am I? I don't know. All right. So daily time frame from a PTP perspective is currently flat, but we might be getting a short signal if that were to occur on today's daily close, and this won't be confirmed until daily close. So we've got about 6 hours until that confirmation. We would be placing a stop at 27,003, and we'd be targeting 25,155, 24,413, and 23,674 for this position, with probably anywhere from 1 to 2% of our account. That would be the way that I would recommend taking this setup. That's really all we've got for the daily. If we stop with PTP and we just simply look at traditional TA, well, I mean, we are at support, right? And smart money typically bids at support. And what I really like about this, what I like about this as well is that in these kind of sell-off, consolidation, and then pump scenarios, is that we've already had one characteristic of these movements that I like, which is the sell-off, consolidation, and then plunge back down that does not go lower. So very similar in the micro here to what I was talking about in the macro on the weekly chart, where in the 4-year cycle thesis we have the bear market bottom, and then we rally off that bear market bottom, which happened following the collapse of FTX. But then after that rally, we peter out and then we sell back down, but we don't go lower than the bear market bottom, right? So that's exactly kind of what we're seeing here in the micro on the daily time frame. So again, I would like to see price push back up to 27 to 28. And then I would like to fill shorts there and then continue moving down, because overall that's just the range that we're going to play. We could see this more protracted range play out even for the next 6 months before the capitulation. That's completely likely. So I don't want people to get too crazy here. The big trades, there's, as I said, there's 2 big trades coming up, and the one big trade is positioning at the best possible price you can for the movement down to 1820. And the second important trade is positioning down low for the real bull market of 2024, 2025. So those are the 2, what's the word that they use? Those are the big life-changing opportunities coming up for cryptocurrency investors. And you're just going to have to stay in the game and put your skin in the game to take advantage of those. In the micro, things are a little bit more sus. So we'll go down to the 4-hour now. And now that we are descending into the meso timeframes and we will get into the lower timeframes, we will of course bring up our intraday indicators, which, these are relatively new to you guys. And this particular combination of them is not relatively new to me, but certainly on stream is. We are just using the stuff that I've been day trading with for a long time. Volatility, BBWP, volatility. This is an indicator I've used in many PTP strategies. I am using IsaSpot, which is one of my PTP indicators here. So this is just a modified version of Minx, nothing too special. You can get almost the same results, pretty much identical results with Minx. All you have to do is set your static filter to 21. And the only big difference is this concept of sweep that I've introduced into IsaSpot, and I will be publishing this indicator at some point for the premium members. But the big difference here is that all I'm doing is, since I use this on the 15 down to the 3-minute time frame, what it does is, as you guys know, when you have a momentum oscillator, let's take the RSI. If you go down to the 1-minute time frame with the RSI, and just so you can see this, we'll do this over here. Okay, we'll just bring up the RSI. And you could choose any stochastic, Fisher transform. It doesn't matter. And okay. I'm gonna turn some tunes on for you guys. There we go. Oh my God. Sorry, it's going to blast. It always, I don't know why it does that. It's so frustrating. Okay. Quick check to make sure everything sounds good. Sounds good. Okay, not hearing the music yet. Why am I not hearing anything? That's very weird. I'm not hearing anything. Okay, so maybe we will just trust the speakers. Maybe we will just. Okay. Definitely not hearing anything yet. Okay. Definitely not hearing anything yet. Okay. Definitely not hearing anything yet. Okay. What is all this weirdness that I'm hearing on the stream? Wow. I am so sorry. What is all this weirdness that I'm hearing on the stream? Wow. I am so sorry. All this weirdness. Okay, I think it's the feedback from the microphone. I apologize. Okay, anyways, you know what? You guys let me know. You are the listeners. Let me know if the music is okay. The volume level does appear okay to me, but I'm not gonna screw with this. I always sometimes have trouble with music on the stream for some reason. Probably because I didn't pay attention in middle school. Okay, listen guys. So we have the RSI, and as you can see on the daily time frame, and let's actually go down to like the 4 hour. As you can see here on the daily time frame, the oscillations between overbought and oversold are relatively rare. Like this is a very long span of time to go from overbought to oversold. Okay, very long span of time. So if you are just waiting for overbought, oversold signals, you're not going to get as many of them the higher the time frame that you go up on, right? So we have like 2 here, 3 on the 4 hour chart. If we go up to the daily, we're not even, we got 1, 2, you know, they're very different, right? And this is of course a much even longer period of time. But if we go down to like the 1 minute, for example, right? Like it's just happening all the time because we have just more data. This is a more granular view of what's actually going on. And so sometimes what can happen very frequently is you'll notice that the look at this downtrend. Okay, you'll notice that the RSI gets oversold right here. Okay, and then it stays oversold throughout this whole point. So like, do you take the signal here? Obviously that would suck. Getting it down here would be great. Now there's many strategies to attempt to filter out this noise and to determine, you know, a better way of using indicators, which I've published a lot of content on. And one of the ways to do this that I've incorporated into ISISpot is to essentially, once a signal is generated, there's a little bit of a waiting period where we wait to see if subsequent signals are also generated. And if subsequent signals are generated, the initial signal is not displayed or respected if it is displayed. And we wait until that signal disappears to actually take the signal, because we assume that that is when the market structure is actually changed. So that is a concept that I've incorporated into ISISpot and is the only thing that distinguishes it from Minx. But of course, Minx is specifically determined to be a plug and play PTP indicator that anybody who studies our coursework can just pick up and utilize with the concepts that they learn in the course, such as baseline and all that. Thank you, Alex. Appreciate that, brother. Yeah, it was because I had the speakers on. I realize that now. That was the cause of the feedback. Okay, So on the 4-hour time frame, we can see that volatility is beginning to collapse. We do have a long ways to go before we reach a low vol state like we did up in this previous consolidation. I mean, just look at this low volatility, and that's all you heard people talk about for like weeks. Like, oh my God, this higher time frame volatility has collapsed. And we had this very nice high volatility expansion right here. And we are now back into this low volatility. Oh my goodness, right? So as I said, as I've been saying, I do just expect to see grinding kind of sideways price action from Bitcoin for the immediate future. Okay, I will be surprised if we get a very decisive continuation to the downside right away. That would, and again, I will attempt to profit from it. I will position for it, but I will be personally surprised. I would be personally surprised. So, but as you guys know, we're here to make money, not be right. And sometimes those two things are at odds with each other. So we'll just focus on making money and not being right. That's not what it's about. It's not about being right. It's about making money. Okay. Again, let's talk about some important levels. Again, we had this nice bottom of the current range and this attempt to drive back down lower. So I would say that our current level of support is around 25,355. That is significant structural support. Current range support, we're basically right there, around 25,879. It's 25,900. So about a $400 difference between the range and deviation lows from the range. I don't really want to see price. If price gets down to this previous low, 25,329. And we don't V bottom up relatively quickly, if we continue to consolidate and grind and then start heading lower, it is time to drop any and all longs. It is time to rehedge. It is time to momentum short, not momentum short. Hopefully you're getting in before momentum. It is time to just see a breakdown is happening right in front of us. But until then, I'm going to adopt range trading philosophy and just look at this as a trading range. And what do you do in trading ranges? Well, you bid support and you short resistance. It's that simple. I am looking for, like I said, that kind of the BPR, so the break pullback retest, up to about 27.28. That would make me very happy, and that would make my copy traders and myself quite a bit of money this week. But we shall see. Down to the hourly, and let's get a little bit of expansion here. Down to the hourly's, of course, been more active. Right? We've been ranging. There have been trades. Currently on the hourly time frame, of course, bears are in control. All right. We saw a negative delta of about 2.87 thousand within this hour block. And then within yesterday. And today we've seen that selling drop down quite a little bit. Negative delta of only 1,237,000 Bitcoin. So significantly less selling coming in today. You can see I think we can see the momentum of the bears beginning to wane here because there was, again, that delta was half of what yesterday's was. So we did see some significant selling yesterday, but not so much today. And that has brought us back down to our current level of support. And we see a little bit of consolidation here right now. And I like these wicks to the upside. So frustrating price action, I think, for a lot of individuals looking for decisive moves. But if you're simply just focusing on support and resistance, I think the range traders are doing quite well here. All right, getting into the 30-minute time frame. Oh, sorry, I wasn't also pointing out. Yeah, so on the hourly as well, we are getting a nice little buy signal on the current hourly candle. Notice that we did get one up here as well, and we had a little, like 3 hours of consolidation before a nice move up to the medium band of the Bollinger Bands here on the hourly time frame. So I would like to see this particular hourly candle. I would really like to get back up here to resistance at about 26,221, and then ultimately up to about 27. So that's what I'm angling for. 30-minute time frame. We do have a little bit of, oh no, this is not divergence in any way, shape, or form. We had low vol that led to this explosion. Again, just nice reset of volatility right now. We had a big drop in open interest on this particular candle right here. Let's see here, to the tune of, yeah, so from 2.87 billion to 2.79 billion. So pretty not super big, but it is these drops in open, as I've said so many times, guys, when you're down here on the LTFs, it is these big drops in open interest combined with volume that really are going to identify those juicy areas of the market where you can begin positioning for a trade. So I'm a big fan of the 15-minute time frame. I think this is the most manageable day trading time frame, because on the 15-minute, you know, you can really wait. Obviously, like if you're down here on the 3-minute or the 5-minute, like you're at your computer, like you are watching the charts. On the 15-minute time frame, like, you know, you're gaming, right? Like you got the screen up, you're watching, you're taking trades, but like it's far more manageable, right? It's much more manageable. 15-minute time frame, we again, no regular bullish divergence here. This is just bullish confluence. We have a higher low and a higher low on the oscillator. Big drop in open interest, as I mentioned over here, with obviously a big spike in volatility pushing us into the red zone. And then, you know, again, like I said, we've seen the biggest narrative here is, of course, just seeing that that the negative volume delta, which just means that there was this much more selling than buying throughout this range, right? More aggressive selling. And here we see that same thing. We see more aggressive selling than buying, but half of what we saw yesterday, and pushing us back down to support. I mean, this all just feels, this feels quite right to me. Okay. Okay, we're going to pause here real quick for just a moment. And I just wanted to remind you and point out that we are going to be giving away $100 3 times a week for the foreseeable future. The way to get in on this is you have to sign up to copy trade me on Fairdesk. Okay. The way that works is every Monday, we will review who has signed up to copy trade me for the preceding week. And the 3 people who have signed up to copy trade me and the 3 individuals who have deposited the most onto Fairdesk will receive $100. The $100 will be USDT credited directly to their account on Fairdesk that they can use. And that's how it works. As I said in yesterday's video, we will be yesterday's stream. We will be doing this for the foreseeable future. Fairdesk has been kind enough to offer this opportunity, and I understand that this does not exclude, at least because it only works for that week, right? So if you signed up to copy trade me last week, let's say, you would not be eligible for Monday's drawing that we're going to do on Monday. Only those who have signed up to copy trade me this week will be eligible for Mondays, and those who sign up next week will be eligible for next Mondays, and so on and so forth and so forth. That's how it will work. I know that this excludes those who were the first to sign up to copy trade me. Those individuals, I am going to do something very special for them. I'm not exactly sure what. I am working it out with Ben, exactly what we should do, but I am going to be doing something special for those guys, because most of those individuals, be they men or women, are members of the premium group, long-term fans of the channel, and ardent supporters. So I want to do something extra special for you guys. So definitely stay tuned for that. That is how it's going to work. And that's what I got for that. Okay. All right. So now that we've talked about BTC, let us go to crypto bubbles, and let us see what is happening today. And this happening today should be making many in the audience happy. We have Pulse Chain pumping about 45.3% today. Now, this, of course, does not make up for the disastrous nuclear apocalypse in the Pulse Chain ecosystem that we saw with, of course, just the initial jitters of a coin being launched. And then, of course, Richard Hart getting, from what I understand, an indictment from the SEC. But Pulse Chain is doing nice today. So shout outs to the Pulse Chain holders. What are you saying? Oh my. Let's see here. I apologize. Going to the chat. Caprica said there is a possible right shoulder forming over the next few weeks on the daily BTC USD to complete the head and shoulders pattern to the downside. Very good eye. Yes, this is something that I did not point out, but you are completely right. So if you guys will recall, I had a head and shoulders prediction for Bitcoin. Excuse me. Let's get this stuff off the chart. Here it is. This was back here, back in April. I had discovered or charted this head and shoulders pattern. A pretty extreme right shoulder, more like the Hunchback of Notre Dame. But we did not, of course, hit the target, but we did get resolution to the downside once we broke support. And we consolidated right along that trend line. And interestingly enough, I pointed this out the other day. That's exactly where we are right now. Like we are ironically respecting that trend line. It's magic. But on the weekly time frame, yes, we are of course forming what could be a potential head and shoulders pattern as well. And now we just await the right shoulder. Now, of course, there are many out there who will talk about exactly what fib level, the right shoulder should go to, maybe a 382, maybe a 618, not 618 because that would not be correct, but 0.5, 382, somewhere around here. So between 27,717 and 28,497, that would be the way that the fib bros would tell you to expect the right shoulder to go up to. But of course, going back to that daily example, and you might say that, well, of course not, because this wasn't a head and shoulders. It didn't play out right, or at least it didn't make the measured move. It's still tradable. But yeah, here on the weekly, that you are absolutely correct, Caprica. We are forming what could be a potential head and shoulders pattern. And just for fun, so we're going to measure from the neckline, which is the support of the head and shoulders pattern that needs to be broken. We'll take a measured move and we will project that down from the theoretical break of the trend line. And where does that take us to? It takes us to 19. It takes us to 19.4, 19.5, which again, where is, again, not trying to toot my horn, but there's confluence there with the $18,000 to $20,000 price mark. And there's the same confluence coming from Glassnode on chain realized price. Come on, guys. So absolutely, yes. Very good eye. Very good eye, Peckham. Peckham says, what was that? You're dropping one Ethereum to all the long-term viewers. I'm sorry, you heard that incorrectly. It was one whole Luna, not Lunc, the original Luna. I will be giving away one Luna to everyone who is subscribed to the channel, because that will cost me 2 cents to gift. We have 23,000 subs on the channel, I believe, or excuse me, almost 22,000. And so the cost to me to airdrop one Luna to everybody would be about 2 cents. Yeah, probably less. Boris asks, does the Leviathan open interest indicator also show OI for altcoin pairs? It does. It's so good. It's really good. Now, it's aggregated across centralized exchanges, across the perps. And you will find, I'm just pointing this out there. You guys know that I used Coinalyze for a long time. This is free. There are, of course, other places to get open interest data, but Coinalyze is free and it's great. You just need to log in. So let me just show you. I'm just bring the, come on. Wow. Yeah, so this is a free account on coinalyze.net. And this is, yeah, so open interest data. They've got so many charts. And what's nice, of course, about Coinalyze is that you can see the specific OI for the exchange that you're on, or the perp that you're trading, right? So, you don't have to like be trading trading on Bybit, but you're charting on Binance, right? No, this is the Bybit chart. This is BTC USDT perp on Bybit. Bam. And then this is great. But Leviathans is good. Like, and it's all like exactly the same generally, right? And it gives you the information that you want, because what you don't, unless you're a quant or you're running like a very mega ultra sophisticated algo where you're really looking at these like 0.001 differences, sure. But if you're just a general If you just want to, have a generally good day trading setup that's accurate and good, Leviathans is great because you're just looking for these big changes. We don't care, like, what do we want open interest for? Because it is it rules all, right? If open interest is rising and price is rising, price has strength. If open interest is falling and price is falling, the downtrend has strength. If you see a bottom and a large drop in open interest and there's some liquidations and high volume, that's probably where price is going to turn around, either up or down. So open interest, killer. And, yeah. So Leviathans is great. And yes, it does work on altcoins. For example, here's DideX. And there's DideX open interest. Yep. Also, I am bullish on DideX right here. I really do think I love DideX right here. I want to see DideX break out here. I am long on DideX. Full disclosure. It is actually the only altcoin that I'm currently long on right now, trading wise. There's of course altcoins that I've bought and have positions for. Let's see. Alex81 SG says the pulse pump has retraced big time already. I think it's only up 20% on the day as of now. Come on, man. I'm not trying to hear that. I'm trying to hear pulse chain to the moon, bro. No, you're right. Listen, it's been a saga. It's been a saga with pulse chain. Man. Good thing we got Pepe last year, though. He said something's odd. It seems like the price pumped only on OKX on chain. Okay, listen. So I don't know if this is related, but let's get into today's conspiracy theory. Today, we found out that there is potential whale manipulation of blue chip cryptocurrency prices, specifically so that individuals or whoever these entities are can profit off of futures trading. All right. And we'll just get right to the horse's mouth. So I'm going to pull up in Discord here. Okay. So this is, and then let me move myself. Sorry. Womp. Womp. Okay. So this is the Vila Exchange Discord. I had showed you guys the Vila Exchange. We're going to look at it here in just a little bit for some education. But the Vila Exchange is a decentralized exchange. It's on Arbitrum, only on Arbitrum. It's great. And I'll tell you why I like it when we get here in a little bit. But yeah, so the Vila Exchange, this is their announcements channel in their Discord. And Alex had put this across my radar this morning. And so we're just going to read this. This is one of their admins. He says, we suspect that there is a major player manipulating blue chip prices across crypto exchanges and taking long shorts on perpetual dexes and sexes. So this means that this entity or group of entities is positioning themselves long or short on perps with very large position sizes. And then they are manipulating the spot price of the token so that the futures trade goes in their direction, right? And how are they able to do this? Because they have large quantities of these coins and are able to make these moves. So the two assets we saw experience extreme price fluctuations and corresponding trading recently were ADA Cardano and Polygon Matic. And the traders were able to successfully take several positions in profit off of the spikes of volatility. This is an ongoing investigation and we will share what we find, but we don't see any indication that this is a Vila exchange issue. Various dexes have also seen the impact from these actors in the last 24 hours. Our technical team is looking into ways to prevent price manipulation attacks in the future. This is something industry leaders must work together to prevent in the future, and it's not a simple problem to solve. Nobody would have guessed that assets like Cardano and Matic could have been manipulated to this degree as easily as it did. Okay? And then they go on to talk about some things that they've implemented. So two ways to look at this. Either this is of course happening. And of course, listen, we have to understand that this does happen on a regular basis. This is part of crypto. But you typically will not see this to this extent. Like for these guys to point this out means that this is somewhat of a significant occurrence. The other possibility is, of course, that something is messed up with the Vila exchange because he said various other dexes. He didn't mention who they were, give any contact information. Of course, it's just a Discord post, right? So that is we have to consider all possibilities. We cannot be narrow-minded or blindsided in our attempts to find the answer to a puzzle. So let's go take a look at the charts of Cardano and Matic across some various exchanges and see if we see any evidence to support this claim of price manipulation. Okay, so we're going to start off with a nice clean chart. And we're going to look at the price of ADA. And we're going to start off, of course, on the big daddy of them all, ADA USDT. And he said over the last 24 hours. So let's pull open, I don't know, let's say the 15-minute chart. And I want us to, of course, be very, whoops, that's not what I wanted. I want us to be very didactic in our approach here. So what I mean by that is I don't want us to get laser focused on Cardano because it's a crypto chart. Like, oh my God, look at that volatility. Like that was it. So obviously just looking at the 15-minute chart for the past day, of course, there is an area of the market that does seem a little sus, and it is right here. But, you know, hey, we might see that on any other day of the week. Like, are other cryptos like very different? So that we have a somewhat fair test here. Let's find Cardano in CoinMarketCap or this is CoinGecko. I prefer CoinGecko. Here's Cardano. And so what is something that is similar to the market capitalization of Cardano? Well, Dogecoin. Okay. Let's see if Dogecoin is similar. And Dogecoin might not be the best because of the price difference. So yeah, here we go. So same time period, Dogecoin, typically these assets are going to be highly correlated. So if we see some like crazy pump somewhere, we'll see it somewhere else. But we don't see that. This is the time period. This is the time period for Dogecoin on Binance at the same period in time. And let me like align them visually so it's less discerning. So we can see that very little volatility. And of course there is a move, but nothing like this complete scam. I mean, this is a complete scam. Like this is crazy. Up and complete, like even lower than the open. Lower than the open. Like what? Now, even though you will see this in crypto, this is pretty brazen, right? This is kind of weird, right? So that does seem a little sus. All right, what are other cryptos that are very similar in market capitalization as well? Well, like Solana and Tron, okay, Polkadot as well. So let's take a look at those. Let's compare those. Sol USDT. Same time period is going to be right here. Yeah, again, so notice, okay, so now look at the Solana chart for the same time period. This looks just like the Dogecoin chart, right? Same, little kind of, almost there V bottom pattern followed by another move down. It's the exact same thing that we saw in Dogecoin. Is the exact same price action. Okay. Look at Cardano. Completely different. TRX. Same time period. Almost the exact same thing as Solana and Dogecoin that we just looked at, right? This one, like the V bottom was actually a little bit of a pump, right? This little V shape that we're seeing right here on Solana, it was a lower high. But same thing, like leading to a little bit of a sell-off here. While at the same time, Cardano does this alley-oop, bam. So yeah, so this is starting to look a little sus. Okay. Now let's look at the price of Cardano on a DEX. And we will start off with PancakeSwap. What's going on here? Is this not? This is not the same. This is not. Sorry, yeah, this is not it. Okay, it's on HoneySwap. Is this it? Yeah, but this is on XDAI. Come on, guys. Really? Are we not going to be able to see? All right, so here's Cardano on Didex. This is what we want. And let's see if we see. Yeah, so look at here. This is Cardano on the DEX, on Didex, which is one of the top 5 largest decentralized exchanges out there. And we see the exact same alley-oop. We see the exact same alley-oop on Cardano. Okay. Yeah, I don't think we're gonna... We probably have to go over to like deck screener. Cardano. Okay. So anyways, we've been able to identify very weird price action from Cardano. Going to the chat, I see that you guys have some thoughts about this. Yeah, of course. Peckham says 3. You're saying Pepe is actually SBF the 11th. Yeah. Alex says that if you look at the Vila dashboard, the realized P&L spiked today and ADA trades exploded today. See volume by asset. Yeah, so let's go over to Vila Exchange and stats. You said dashboard. Like, is that, you mean the analytics? I apologize. I'm relatively new to navigating. Okay, here we go. Yeah, of course, Cardano, volume by asset. Look, 12.5 million in volume on Cardano. And the next best is not even 3,000. Right? That's crazy. That's completely crazy. Even Arbitrum, which had a $2 million day on Friday, last Friday. No. Yeah, last Friday? Yeah, last Friday. I mean, pales in comparison to the 12.5 million today. Here we go. Yeah, realized P&L. You're absolutely right. Yeah, so look at this realized P&L. Moderate. All right, people are winning. People are losing. People are losing. People are winning huge. Big wins. So yeah, this is very suspicious to me. I, of course, do not know who is behind this. I do not know any more than I've shared with you guys. But I think this was a good example of how you can... I mean, this is just very important, right? Like the process that you just saw me utilize. And this is a process that you should be using in your daily life, especially when it comes to the crypto markets. You are going to come across so many rumors, speculation, ideas, potential alpha, right? And 99% of people are just going to just take that and just swallow it down, right? Sometimes with a little bit of honey if it tastes nasty, just to get that hopium or copium or whatever it is they need down. And they refuse. They will not. Maybe they didn't even think about it, doing their own research, right? DYOR, you see it all the time. What does it mean? Well, I just kind of showed you an example, right? Now, obviously, we were just doing a little digging to try to uncover whether or not this conspiracy is true or not, or has any veracity to it. But the process, this process of actually going and looking for data, having a test control, right? Just not accepting what is told to you or proposed to you at face value, right? Using the scientific method, using data, coming to your own conclusions. And then obviously not in this particular situation because I'm also a Stoic, right? So there's nothing I need to do about this. I don't need to have an opinion about this, right? I don't have to have a judgment on it, right? It's, who cares? Who's the fuck? That's the Stoic mindset. But if this were like some alpha perhaps that I was investigating, well, then the next step of this is then using your data to come to a logical conclusion and then using business strategy or forward thinking planning to visualize, to conceptualize how all the different ways this could play out in the future, because things sound good right now, right? But then 2 weeks later, when you're suffering the consequences of the thing that sounded good right now, what are you going to do? So you need to visualize all of the things that could go wrong, that could go right, and plan for those. And just this process of relying on data, of challenging yourself, of moving forward. This is how you start climbing the ladder, start climbing the rungs and getting to where you want to be, right? Using your own intelligence, your own skills, your own knowledge. And it's okay if you don't feel that if you feel that you're underqualified to do analysis, if you feel that you're undereducated to come to a conclusion or to do things like what I'm talking about, because you're not. And here's the thing. It is what it is. You're at where you're at, right? If you've got $5,000 in your account, you got $5,000 in your account. You got $5 in your account, you got $5 in your account. There's nothing in your head that's going to change that. It is what it is. And you can either pick up what you have and do something with it, or you can be a victim, right? I came from a poor family. I had absolutely nothing to my name, no silver spoon in my mouth. Parents couldn't pay for college. I put myself through college. I worked my ass off. I studied. I stayed up late. I forego going out and drinking. I forego doing drugs, even though, of course, I did experiment quite a bit in my younger days. But as I became a young man, I forgave. I don't want to say that. I said no to a lot of things so that I could say yes to my life. Okay. Okay. I'm going to bring me back down here in the middle. Usually I will lock in. There we go. Locked into place. Yeah, Alex says it's just so weird that someone would manipulate ADA to generate some $200,000 of gains on $12 million of trade volume. Well, I think so. The way to think about this would be this, right? So we just looked at Vila Exchange. It's only $200,000 on Vila, right? If we go to DeFi Llama and look at Vila Exchange, yes, they do have 13.34 million. Sorry, you guys can't see because, well, anyways, let me just scroll down. Oh, dear Lord. Come on. So Vila does have 13.34 million locked, but that's probably not all in the pool for Cardano. The pool for Cardano is probably a very small fraction of that. So they probably just got as much as they realistically could get. And if we go back to that announcement from the Vila exchange, he says that we don't see any indication that this is a Vila exchange issue. Various dexes have also seen the impact from these actors. And we already saw that this has probably already occurred on, that this has occurred on Didex as well, which Didex has 339 million TVL. Okay. So a significant multiple of what Vila had. So I don't think, I mean, maybe we can. Let's go see if this is reasonable. Didex.exchange. Do I have my VPN on? Yes. Otherwise they won't let. Didex is very strict about, I've already compromised, unfortunately, one wallet on Didex. Yeah, see, they're like, no, you can't trade on this because okay. But can we see metrics? Okay, let's look at metrics, Didex metrics. Let's see how much profit they snapped up on Didex. Okay. Cumulative volume and daily volume. So daily volume today is actually pretty low, 128 million. And yeah, so let's, yeah, we only want to see, no. And 21 more. We want ADA. Ah, there it is. There it is. Boom. Am I missing something? Okay, let's just look at today. Okay, so it doesn't seem like there was a big explosion in ADA today, but can we see, like we saw, realized P&L? Okay, I'm not seeing like a dashboard here for P&L like Vila did. No. Okay. So I think, yeah, unfortunately, I think that, or at least I don't have access to that or know where to find it. But again, I highly doubt if this is a more coordinated attack, and if it is multiple decentralized exchanges, then it's not just $200,000 on Vila. It's like $300,000 on this, and then $250,000 over on PancakeSwap, and this and there and everywhere. So if this is as extent and vicious as it could have been, then that's where we're at. So yeah, not just 200,000. And here's the thing, like, well, I'm sure if this is like a big kerfuffle, that we'll be hearing more about this. And again, going back to that Discord announcement, this is not just limited, they said, to Cardano. They specifically point out Matic as well. And, who's to say that this isn't happening on other assets as well? Okay. So all of this, you don't need to be scared about this. This doesn't really matter too much, as a trader. Like, stuff like this is going to happen unless you have a specific niche or a way to profit from these. Nice little pump from BTC over the last 30 minutes that we've been talking, as expected. But so it really doesn't matter too much. But all that to say, like, maybe over the next few days or weeks, maybe just be a little bit more cautious with your day trades if you're going to be trading these more, these altcoins, right? Obviously Bitcoin is Bitcoin. We know Bitcoin's, price movements. It is what it is. But just be aware of this attack vector. And as a trader, it doesn't matter. It's not like they're going to move the money out of your wallet. But if you see like some big scam pump on Cardano, just take a second. Or on, this is actually a good thing in general, right? Altcoins are all correlated. So if you're following an altcoin and you see a big pump and you're like, oh my God, we're breaking out, the altcoin market's moving up, it's time to go. Just take a second before you do anything. Just go look at some other assets with similar market capitalization, like you saw me do with Cardano, Dogecoin, and Solana, and see if this movement is being mirrored elsewhere. And if it's not, like, maybe just wait for support. Don't buy the breakout, lest you be scam-wicked. Alex says, this is why so many dApps are moving towards Pyth data feeds. Yeah, exactly. I think Pyth is fantastic. I did look into it a little bit more after you put it across my radar. And yeah, it's great. It's a good data feed. It's much better than, as you said, Binance. Buffer had the same issue with Binance feed, with Solana. Yep. When using any dApp for trading, especially on leverage, it's important to understand where the price feeds are coming from to avoid getting caught in this kind of manipulation. Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. Know where the data is coming from. That is critical. Okay. What else? Let me think. Oh, let me actually get my notes out. Okay, so as I said, announcements. Oh yeah, let's talk about some announcements. Let's actually get back over here. So, of course, if you're in our Discord, you are well aware of this. So we are going to go back to the CC Discord now. So I am very proud to introduce Shiris into the Kraken cryptocurrency server. Shiris is a young, hungry trader. He's very skilled. I've been following him for a little bit now. And we have invited him into the server as a junior analyst. He is now providing currently signals for free. And this dude's hit rate is absolutely insane. Like, let's just scroll through here. Over the last couple of days that he's been in here, he nailed this beautiful position on BTC. He nailed this beautiful position on Ape. He nailed this insane position on WLD, right? Here's the before. Here's the before. That's 1 inch. Sorry. This is, I nailed this position on 1 inch too. And yeah, so here's the before and after on 1 inch. So absolutely nailing it. Almost perfect calls. And you have the opportunity to follow his signals currently right now for free. He is going to be in the free Discord for about a month. We are going to see how the community likes him. So far, it's been absolutely fantastic. And then he will, of course, be moving into the premium section. Of course, he will be moving to the premium section for our premium members. Of course, Flimp as well is currently still providing free amazing signals here on BTC and Ethereum. Very good PTP based algo strategy. Fantastic. Flimp is an incredible trader here, putting up really good results. And you guys can still have the opportunity to see his signals right now because we have not moved him to the premium section yet. That will potentially be occurring in the future. So make sure you guys take advantage, particularly perhaps this last month, of these free signals before we move these gentlemen to where they really belong in the premium section, because their signals are amazing. They're so good. Okay. I'm going to make a couple. We do have this Fairdesk support channel now that I did create. So for those of you who are copy trading me on Fairdesk, if you have any problems, you can come to this channel and either create a thread or simply post your question. We will be integrating a ticketing system here very soon, a bot ticketing system, so you can actually submit a ticket, and that is going to make the workload just much more efficient and easier to utilize. So that is on the horizon. You premium members can currently go to the bot spam channel right now, and they can subscribe to not only my signals and bottom feeder signals and reflexes signals, but they can now subscribe to Shiris's signals and Flimp's signals. All right. And that command would be --sub. That is the bot command, --sub. And I realize that you guys can't see my thing, but I will post this --sub. And then it is, let me just type --sub help. All right. So you just type --sub help, and it will let you know the commands to subscribe to these channels. So for example, if you want to subscribe to Shiris's signals, you would just type --sub Shiris, and you would subscribe to Shiris's signals. And as you can see, bam. So now anytime Shiris posts a signal, I will get a notification because he is pinging this role, which has now been assigned to me. That's what's happening. Our bot, once you subscribe to a signal, assigns to you a role. So if I come here and look at my roles, you'll see that I have a lot of them, but you will now see that I have the Shiris signal alerts role, which means I'll get notified when Shiris posts a signal. Okay. And if you want to unsubscribe, it's just unsub and then the command again. So I will unsubscribe from Shiris's signals. I'm getting notifications on them anyways. So that is how it works. That's how the system works. Currently, this is only for premium members, which I realize doesn't make a lot of sense because currently they're free signals. But Ben and I are working on this. It's a little bit of code refactoring because the system was only ever designed for premium members. But this will be available to general access members in the very, very soon. Very, very soon. So, all right, that's about all I've got for Discord updates. Okay, guys, that's really all I have for you guys today. That's really all I have for you guys today. Thank you guys for coming to the live stream. I appreciate the support. If you haven't smashed the like button, guys, please do so. It is the only way the YouTube algorithm notices and gets those notifications out to our subscribers, which you should be one if you're not already. Join our Discord. The link is down in the description. I did go ahead and post the link to the Vila exchange. This is a decentralized exchange on Arbitrum. It is the first link in the description. It is a referral ID. So it does support the channel if you want to support what we're doing here. There's also the link to copy trade me down there at Fairdesk as well. Links to our free guides and our premium group as well. Anything you guys could possibly need in life. It is Friday. It is the weekend. So we will not be here tomorrow, unfortunately. We will be back on Monday, okay, with another exciting episode of the Breaking Bitcoin Market Update. We will do streams Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday next week. We will have videos coming out this weekend, clips from the mentoring session, and we will have next week's video is going to be fun. It's going to be the 5 reasons you suck at trading. Okay, so I'm going to break down the 5 biggest mistakes I've made as a trader over the last 6 years of my life and how you can remedy them. Okay, so very similar to my guide, the 5 mistakes, but we will cover different topics. So it's going to be a fun video, an educational video that will be coming out next week. So we will do 3 live streams next week, Monday, Tuesday, we will for sure do 2, Monday and Tuesday. I am going to be out of this. I'm going to be traveling from Wednesday to Friday, and then I will be engaged on Saturday and Sunday, and then I will be visiting my family on Monday and Tuesday. Now, I will still be streaming that week, that Monday and Tuesday, visiting family. I'll still have the time to log on, do streams, and of course, post trades, do all my things. But I will not be able to do a live stream for the second half of next week. So potentially I'll be able to do it Wednesday, depending on what time the all the flights and things are being worked out still. But Thursday and Friday, I know for sure that I will not be able to next week. But Monday and Tuesday, I will definitely be here. And of course, I will be doing all of my analysis and posting and everything. So thank you guys so much. I will see you guys on Monday. Trade safely. And as always, may your trades be prosperous. Cheers, guys.